So next we will learn how to walk meditation. So sometimes when we sit too long in meditation, we would feel aches in our back or waist. So walking meditation is a form of changing of posture. Sometimes an individual might also be drowsy and lack mindfulness, and that drowsiness cannot be overcome just by sitting. So walking meditation will be a way to overcome the drowsiness. There's also many other benefits of walking meditation. It's a way to cultivate our mindfulness, to help us in our daily life, so that in our daily life, no matter what we do, it would be easy for mindfulness to arise. So walking meditation is an active form of cultivating mindfulness, and that's quite suitable in our daily life since we are active doing various activities. So walking meditation is good in this way to bring up mindfulness. The Buddha also mentioned the various benefits of walking meditation, such as keeping our body healthy and being able to walk a distance. It's also easier for us to digest the food that we eat.
从走禅当中培养的正念升起的定力呢，不会那么容易退失。
The mindfulness that we cultivate from walking meditation would not be so easy to fade away. Regarding sitting or walking meditation, everyone might have a different preference. No matter what it is, it's okay as long as we cultivate mindfulness. So with regards which is more suitable, when you feel more at ease, stillness arise and you have less worry, that should be your suitable method of practice. But in the context of the meditation retreat, we will thus need to follow the communal routine. So when it's time to walk meditation, we'll walk meditation. When it's time to sit meditation, we'll sit meditation. But during our time in sitting meditation, if you would like to walk, that is fine. If you're on site, try your best not to disturb the people around you. So you can leave your seat gently and quietly and go to an area for your walking meditation. The distance which your walk meditation also depends on the surrounding. Typically, if possible, we would take 25 to 35 steps. That's just nice. But in some areas that's not so spacious, perhaps we can walk about 15 minutes or so. That is also acceptable. Regarding the method of walking meditation, it is about cultivating our mindfulness, concentration, as well as wisdom. Regarding cultivating the concentration during walking meditation, it's about being aware of our actions. So for example, when your leg is touching the floor, your left leg, or your right leg's touching the floor, you would be aware of that movement. But for some people, if you're just purely being aware of the movement, there might still be thoughts that arise. So some of the meditation masters would recommend to have the mantra like Buddho, which means the one who is awakened, or Buddha. So for example, when you lift up your right foot, before it touches the ground, you would have the mantra Buddho. And the same thing when your left foot raised, before it touches the ground, Buddho. So you just keep doing this. Regarding the speed of movement, it's not too fast, not too slow, just nice. It has to feel natural. If you walk too fast, your mind might proliferate. And if you walk too slow, you might lose your balance and being afraid of falling down. The main point is to cultivate the right mindfulness and attitude. But if you're just alone in an individual setting, it's okay if you walk fast or slow. It doesn't matter as long as it helps you to arise mindfulness. For some people, who would read a different kind of mantra, it's also okay if you walk meditation and have that. It's one other form of cultivating mindfulness. So what I've mentioned earlier is regarding cultivating of concentration. So the other is to cultivate and arise wisdom. So when our mind is still, if you would like to contemplate, then you can also contemplate, like a vipassana meditation. For example, you can contemplate on the different body parts. For example, hair of the head, hair of the skin, and can contemplate that they are actually quite filthy, quite dirty. Or you can be aware of the body when it's moving, the feeling, the sensation. It is not permanent. It is constantly changing. For example, when your leg touches the floor, you can be aware of the changing of sensations. You can also contemplate change, anicca. So since we are born to child, we keep growing, we study, we work, up to today, we age, it's old, and it's not permanent. You can also contemplate on dukkha and anatta, so the suffering and non-self of nature. When you're meditating, it has this truth of existence has never left. So this is regarding cultivating your wisdom while you're doing walking meditation. Regarding whether you want to use walking meditation to cultivate your mindfulness, concentration, or wisdom, you would have to access by yourself. So to assess which is better is up to an individual, whatever makes your heart at ease. It's kind of like walking, when you're walking down the stairs, do you put your left foot first or right foot first? So you have to see which is more suitable. So up next, we will be going through the methods of walking meditation and posture. So regarding the posture of walking meditation, you can place your hand like when you're in sitting meditation. So one hand above another, just like how you would see the posture of meditation master like Longta Mahabua. And you have to kind of bring to mind the mindfulness and awareness. So as for your eyes, you can gaze about 45 degrees downwards. It should feel very natural and at ease. That means when you're walking, try not to look left, look right, look at this, look at that. Because if you do so, it's very easy for your mind to wander outwards and start thinking about what you see from outside. And then give rise to mindfulness of your body. So next, you can lift your left foot or right foot, just like what I've mentioned earlier on, whichever is more suitable. And then you can bring up the mantra Putto as you're walking. As for your head, you don't have to look down too low, otherwise your neck might ache. And as you walk till 25 steps or so, you can turn left and then continue walking. Some meditation masters would advise when you reach till the end, you can turn to your right, and then when you go back the other direction till the end, you can also turn to your right. But if the space is too narrow, sometimes if you keep turning to your right, you might feel a little bit dizzy. So sometimes you can turn to your left, and then till the other end, you can turn to your right. Do you understand? Are there any questions that you'd like to ask? That's about all regarding walking meditation and its method. So the walking meditation, it was like demonstrated earlier by the Dhamma brother. If your hands are a little tired, you can also put it down. The main thing is to be mindful and aware of your sensations. So as demonstrated earlier on, when you reach the end, you can turn to your left, and then you turn to another end, you can turn to your right. But some meditation masters might just turn the same direction. And it's really all okay depending on what's your preference and liking. And it's important to note, it's not so much about the posture. The most important thing is that you have a right mindfulness, because no matter how good your posture is and the method is, but if your mindfulness and awareness is not there, then it's not correct. When we do this frequently in our daily life, as we walk, sometimes very naturally and easily, the mantra Buddha will arise, and the mindfulness will also arise. So for walking meditation, this is the benefit. When you're doing chores, sweeping, doing dishes, eating, or whatever you do, there would be this mindfulness when you have movement in your daily lives. And from here, your mindfulness would be continuous, and this is where your concentration would also arise. So when you have this stillness and concentration, it would be easier for you to be aware of the arising and ceasing of things, as well as the change and impermanence of nature. When we don't have this mindfulness of our body and we let our mind proliferate, when it comes to sitting meditation, then it would be really difficult for our mind to be still and get into concentration. So it's really important for us to cultivate our mindfulness as a base foundation for concentration and wisdom to arise. So the sister's question is, just now when Ajahn Hei was talking about awareness of our bodily sensation, for example, the feet touching the ground, but another method is to contemplate. And she asked, wouldn't contemplating be sending our mind outwards? So Ajahn Hei replied that it's not the case. When we contemplate on the body and when we're aware of the body, we're not sending our mind outwards. We're actually combining mindfulness and awareness and being in the present moment. So mindful of the present body. We don't think about the past, the future, our likes and dislikes. And very naturally, we would be able to see the insight that actually it's not really worth to be so attached to this body. And then the next question she asked further, so does this mean that for beginners, beginners should just use Buddha as a mantra in order to cultivate that mindfulness? And then Ajahn Hei mentioned, yes, that's the case. So for beginners, in order to cultivate stillness, that a mantra would be good, because perhaps when one were to contemplate, it's easy for the mind to start wandering outwards, and it's really hard to remain in the present moment. So if that's all, then we can all proceed to our own practice.